or excuse my bad setup. This is how to wire your PKM HPA stuff to your bull gear box mag insert. And the same might be said for a regular box mag, but you should just get the bull gear one. You'll have an engine, obviously. You have your solenoid wires plugged in. There we go. Okay, from the AEG PKM, you'll have one of these. This guy sits about right there. When you pull the trigger, that's what it activates. This wire right here that's connected is called a trigger lead, and it's for the PKM or M60. So the blue wire goes on top, black wire goes in the middle. This is what it looks like on there. You'll need, obviously, an FCU. This is the Gorilla. You don't need this. You can just run a regular one. This is actually just the only one I have. This wire right here is called a TCU. It's from Airsoft Junkies, and basically, instead of an MCU by Polar Star, you get to run 2 batteries. So this one goes to the box mag, and then this one goes to the FCU. Advantages of this is you don't have 11.1 volts going to the FCU. Can you do it? Yes, but is it good? Not at all. And eventually you'll probably experience a problem and have to, end up paying more money than you would have as opposed to buying this. Only downside with the TCU is you have to get it soldered. So green and black wire. Black wire went to this. Black wire went to this second port right here. And then the green wire went to the last one. And what I believe happened was on this button right here, this red wire, is this guy, it got cut. And I believe, don't quote me on this, I believe it was connected here, but it very well could have been connected there. I'm not sure. I had this done by my local tech, Mike at Norwest Airsoft. Shout out to him. Awesome guy. Go check him out. Even if you're not local, he can still do work and get you some good deals. So yeah, basically how we wired this button isn't going to work anymore. What it did is you were able to wind the BBs without pulling the trigger, so that would save you air, feeding the BBs. So instead I'm just going to not plug in, and I'm going to pull the trigger, which will wind the BBs. But he left this wire connected, so I'm not going to mess with it. No need to disconnect it. And then for anyone wondering, this dial adjusts how fast the motor rotates. Just so that the wiring doesn't rip or anything, I routed that black wire down a bit because that looks kind of delicate in there, and then I'm going to put some duct tape there just to ensure the wires stay how I want them to. So if you have an MCU, it'll just be a long wire that has this end, no red thing, no connector, and then I believe this was wired to JST. I got it cut and rewired to Dean's because that's what this is, and JST is what this uses. All of this connects via this, which is the universal plug board by Polar Star. And you also need a wiring harness, one of these guys. So this plugs in the center, obviously, and then what you can do with this, like bull gear, let's say they recommend drilling this down with the 2 holes on each side. Polar Star does provide some heat shrink if you want to put all the wires in and then shrink it down. I'm not going to do this. I'm just going to probably have it float around in the gearbox, honestly, because I know it's safe in there. This is what your orientation should look like. Trigger lead is con 4, left solenoid con 2, right solenoid con 1. And then the solenoids do not cross, they go, so if the one on the right goes to the right solenoid, one on the left goes to the left solenoid, just to prove that because you can obviously hear the box mag, but the engine itself, yep, and that full auto is works great for me. Mow down all the losers. So, and over here, works great.